Hi y'all, this is the Oklahoma Grammy. My name is Sandra, and today I have recanned many of the foods that me and my family eat, and we're going to be doing a whole lot more canning. Right now my stores are empty of canning jars. We have two super Walmarts and we have a small Walmart, and even the smaller grocery stores, nobody has any canning jars here. I have taken to go into the Goodwill thrift store to see whether they had any. One thing that I wanted to talk to everybody about is when you're canning, make sure, yes, it's fun to do, but please, one of the things that I'm going to implore you not to do is please don't buy anything that you or your family will not eat. One of the things I am seeing here at our local Walmarts and even some of the smaller stores is people are going in, and it's kind of like they love canning and everything, but they're not going to eat what they're going to recan. And the reason we can't recan food or canned food either way is because the cans that the food are coming in doesn't have a protective seal. When you can your foods, they should be good for at least 18 months to 2 years. Me and my family, it isn't going to last that long. But a lot of people want to do long shelf canning, and that's okay. Most of that, when you do that, you want to pressure can. Okay, these are water bath. Water bath is simple. It's been around for many years. This is the only way people used to be able to do it, to be able to can and have enough food for their large families. Time has progressed. We now have pressure canners. We have electric pressure canners. One of the things that I'm seeing is, even though we have all of this and everything, my big thing is if you're not going to eat it, if your family is not going to eat it, even though you like canning and you learned how, or you're learning how, make sure that you're not doing it just to be doing it as a sport, okay? Because this can lead to having too much food that will go bad, that you're going to have in your home, and nobody's going to be eating it. Let's try not to do that. Our world is volatile right now, and we need to only get what we're going to eat as a person or as a family. Like I said, right now the jars, we're not being able to find them. We are going to start seeing shortages. Here we're already starting to see some of the shortages, not specifically with the canned goods, which we know that's going to happen, but with our pharmacy supplies, with our baby products. We're seeing shortages in both of these departments, our shoe departments, our toy departments. If you can buy a little extra, a lot of people work and they can buy this extra every week. Even if you're buying, let's say, 3 or 4 cans, buy what you eat, what your family is going to consume. Leave stuff. Don't go panic buying is what I'm trying to say, because we've seen that when COVID first hit. People just went crazy buying stuff, and there wasn't enough for everybody. A lot of our foods are being stored in case the war comes here. Let's pray it doesn't. But like buy some extra toilet paper, buy extra trash bags. You know, just maybe a box or two. Buy you a really big box. Your cat litter, your dog food, your cat food. If you got birds, you want to make sure you have extra feed for them. You know, buy your cattle feed. If you can buy an extra here or there, please buy it now. Everything is going to go up in price. And these are things that we all need to think about. Not wanting to scare anybody, but you know, don't be scared, be prepared. Prepare your family, because even with my family, it's finally starting to sink in that they need to start putting stuff back. And now's the time to do it. You know, I have 8 grandbabies. I have a large family, and I love every one of them. But with this, you know, it's just going to be some extra. Now, what we have is not a a long-term storage pantry. We have what we call a short-term working pantry, which means we make stuff. Make sure you're rotating your jars. Rotate every time you make something. Make sure you're putting the new stuff at the back and you're pulling everything else to the front. This is very important because you don't want something that, say, you made 6 months ago at the back and all of your new stuff is at the front, because your stuff that was in the back that you didn't pull forward is going to go bad on you. Not real quick, but it will go bad. So that's why you need to be rotating and pulling everything forward. It's called fronting your shelves. They do this at the grocery stores all the time. You know, check your lids. Why they say remove your lid, your rings off your jars. Very important to know, because if you have a false seal and it didn't seal properly, even though it popped, you aren't going to know whether that lid came loose underneath. And if it comes loose, you've lost that jar of food. So always, whenever you put your jars, never store them on a floor. Why? Because it's just like anything else. The temperature fluctuates on your floor, whether you have a concrete floor or a wood floor. Temperatures fluctuate. So we need to make sure that they are up off the floor and on a shelf in a dark room. You could put them in a closet. You could put them on a shelf in your room, where you're not going to have light constantly hitting them. You can also put like a blanket over your shelf after you put them on there to keep them dark. Try to keep that room at an average temperature where it's not getting hot and it's not getting cold, but you're keeping kind of at a certain temperature. Certain temperature for canned goods would be between 65 and 68 degrees. This is an average temperature, which will help. Now I don't have a pressure canner. My family never used it. I was never taught how to use one, but I learned how to water can, and I've been doing this for a long time. So, you know, we have a lot of new people that are wanting to learn how, which I'm so happy to say. I'm happy for you. And, you know, there's a lot of canning groups on Facebook, but I'm also seeing on Facebook where a lot of the older people never took up water canning or water bath or pressure canning. They just didn't know how to do it. Their parents or their neighbors were the ones that did it for them. We have a lot of young people. We have people that have been doing it for years and years. We have a lot of new people that are only pressure canning, which is fine. We have a lot, now they're calling it rebel canning, and I don't know. To me, it's just a water bath canning, because that's how I learned how to can. And what I get, like we have mandarin oranges, I use olive jars. The lids will seal back. You only want to use these like twice. your lids, only use them twice. A lot of people are using them more than that. The way that the seals are now made on all jars, it is a new rubber that they're using that they made, and a lot of the lids will even say on the boxes or on the jars that you get that them lids will hold up for 18 months. So you can go a little bit further than that, but with my family, we try to rotate every 6 to 12 months. That means we're going to use what we made 6 months prior to the end of the year. We're already going to be using that, and we're going to have the newer supply at the back to go for the next 6 months. Now, we do not wait that whole 18 months to 24 months. I would not, I mean, you're stretching it with homemade canned goods at 24 months. So my advice is to use what you're canning and have fun with what you're doing. And you can, like I said, do it either way. This here is recanned, and what I recanned was peaches, fruit cocktail, mandarin oranges. I have 2 different kinds of pineapple. One is pineapple slices and one is crushed pineapple. I make cakes with these. I have yams because Thanksgiving is coming up and I need yams. We will make sweet potato pie out of it, and we also do candied yams. Over here we have our green beans, sweet corn, and hold on a minute, I know, beef stew. And the other day I made my 7-bean savory soup. We made homemade pasta sauce. We made homemade applesauce. And we made, what else did we make? We made one other thing. I can't remember what it was. But we have that on the shelves already, so I didn't want to bring that out. Like I said, if you eat carrots, you can make sure, I mean, everything can be watered bath, but it's going to take longer than if you put it in a pressure canner. Most quart jars, which is your big jars, go 90 minutes in a pressure canner at 10 pounds. Now, they can go a little bit shorter at 15 pounds, but you're really pushing it with the way that the jars are being made. I keep having ball jars and cur jars and pure jars. They are breaking. If you look at them, I had one bust today. It was a cur jar. It was thick on one side and very, very thin on the other. And I don't know if that's just a flaw in the manufacturer or what. Excuse me, my nose itched. But, you know, have fun with what you're doing. Get stocked up while there is still food on the shelves, because like I said, we will have can shortages. It's already been said by our government. So yes, we are going to have can shortages. If you have canned goods, you can recan them. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll help you out. Your pint jars usually go at 10 pounds for 45 minutes in a pressure canner. Sometimes it's a little less depending on what it is. My peaches and all of my fruit, I rejarred them. I took the cans because the cans don't have that protective coating in them. Some of them have pop tops. Some of them get dented. You want to try to get your fresh canned goods that you have, which should last you. If you look on the label, make sure you're looking on that label. It's so important on top of that can to see how long that it's going to be good from the day that you go to buy it. How much longer is it going to be okay in that? Now, the goodbye date is for the store, okay, because they have to rotate everything out. Well, with the shortages that we're going to see, they may leave it on that shelf just a little bit longer than normal, okay? So when you go to the store, like mine said September 24. Some said October 24. So that gives me a year out, which, like I said, we go through food pretty quick because I have a big family. So if you're not going to use this food within 2 years, okay, if it says 24, only take it out 6 months, okay? You don't want to push that any further with canned goods, okay? When you buy canned goods and they are recanned, remember, all canned goods have been cooked, all canned goods are under pressure, and all canned goods have a pressure lid, which means any bacteria or any botulism that was in that can from like meats or potatoes, because these are some of the things that will carry botulism on them, and it's from them being on the ground, okay? The botulism spores is what, can hurt you. So what you want to do is, whenever you are going to can potatoes, there's 2 ways of doing it. You can either put them in water, cut them up, put them in water, or you can add a little bit of butter to your jar, and I would say pint jars, okay? Don't use the big jars for that. Use the pint jars with the wide mouth on them, okay? If you're going to water bath, you need to clean them potatoes, get all that starch and stuff off of them, let them set out, then about 10 or 15 minutes, okay? Pat them dry with a paper towel, and then put them back in water again, and let them sit there, and then get all that starch out, as much starch as you could get out of them, okay? Then take and put them on aluminum foil on a tray and put them in the oven and put it at 250. You want to do this for at least a minimum of 15 minutes. What is that doing? It's killing the botulism on them, okay? Now, once you pull them out, you can take and water bath your potatoes, okay? You're going to want to water bath dried potatoes for, remember, we got them in the pint jars, the small wide mouth pint jars. We're not going to use quarts with this. You can make potato logs, you can make French fries, you can make like cube potatoes, you can make hash brown cube potatoes. These are some of the things that you can do with your potatoes. You can do it for pressure canning or water bath, okay? Now, potatoes, carrots, and I'm going to have to think, your meats, okay? You have to get all of that, plus you have to, with meat, you need to think about salmonella. You do not want that. My brother-in-law almost passed away from it. When you are doing meat in a water bath, you need to take and pack that meat, whether it's chicken, pork, or beef. Pack it, pack it, pack it. Do not add salt. Do not add any flavorings to it. Pack it tight, okay? Put your lid on it. Put it in your water bath for 3 hours. Make sure you are adding boiling hot water to your pan. That way it can keep boiling. Put you a timer on for 3 hours. Now, you could do the same thing with a pressure canner. You're going to pressure can meat for 90 minutes at 10 pounds. You're going to let that pressure come down before you open that up. Do it the same way, okay? Because we need to kill all of that botulism and salmonella, okay? So our potatoes is going to be basically the same thing. Your water bath, you're going to, with your potatoes, you've got them clean, you've got them dried, you've got as much starch off of them as you could possibly get. Your carrots are going to be the same way. You're going to clean them, and you're going to put them on that platter for 15 minutes. We need to kill that at 250. That's whenever it kills the botulism and the salmonella, okay? Then we could go ahead and proceed with our pressure canning and our water bath, okay? Remember, your meats and your vegetables like that, your potatoes, your meat, your chicken, your pork, your beef, and your potatoes and your carrots, all need to have that gone. That's why I'm recommending you put it in the oven at 250, because it kills all of that for 15 minutes. That's all it's going to take, okay? Make sure you spread it out on that tray. That way it's all getting killed and everything, okay? Don't put it in a big clump, because it won't do that. Put it in your jars. Now you can take and you can add butter to your jar. Unsalted butter, please, for potatoes. You can put your carrots in your jar. You can add water to your carrots, which is what you're going to want with your carrots. You're going to want, if you want to maybe make potato salad or mashed potatoes or something like that, that's when you add water to your potatoes. Now, if you want to dry can, only use 1 tablespoon of butter. What that's going to do, it's going to help cook them potatoes some, okay, in the boiling process or the pressure canning of them. So I hope that I've helped you a little bit today. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I hope that you will. If you already subscribed, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.